Hello, everybody, and welcome to 15 Minutes of Fame. I am the host, Phil Robinson III. This is the show where we take 5 of the hottest topics facing Raider Nation for the week, and we just give them a quick little answer. Get in, get out, and we save all conversation for the main show. Want to give a shout, say what's up to everybody out there in the chat room. And also, I got to give a shout out to our very special sponsor. You know that the show is going to be fire. It truly will be. Running right into it. Topic number 1, the playoffs. We are in the playoffs. The Raiders are in the playoffs for the first time since 2016, but they'll have their starting quarterback and full roster and complement of players for the first time since '02. This is a great thing for Raider Nation. This is a great thing for the Raiders. This is a great thing for the players. And honestly, this is probably one of the most impressive stories in football and is deserving of a 30 for 30, no matter how far they go in the playoffs. The Raiders have been through the absolute wire. Anything that you could think of that's happened to this team has happened. Anything that you thought would never happen has happened. It's amazing. The Raiders have traded John Gruden and had John Gruden resign, but still he is still yet to finish coaching out a contract. It is. I'm just overjoyed, and to this I'll say for everybody who's worried about the offseason and what the Raiders are going to do in the offseason. We haven't seen the postseason in a very long time. So the Raiders and playoffs is an oxymoron, just naturally polar opposites. And the fact that we saw a team go through the most traumatic season in the history of I can remember to finish off on a 4-game winning streak and make the playoffs, which is also they haven't done since 2016. Was the last time they had a 4-game winning streak. There's a lot of parallels there, except for the most important. We still have Derek Carr under center. We got our as full a complement of players as we're going to have, I'll say. And it's an exciting time. And the offseason will be there. All of the issues that are facing this team heading into the offseason will still be there. But the postseason is a special thing for Raider Nation. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. There's no need to fight with each other. We're all in the playoffs together. Fake fans, real fans, haters, stands. We're all in the playoffs together. Love it. Enjoy it. This is what we've all wanted. Every single one of us. Topic 2. The Bengals are our opponent. It's funny to say we're on to Cincinnati. You go back to the Bengals game. The Bengals won 32-13, I believe. They ran all over the Raiders. But when I watched that game, that was a game that the defense was on the field for a majority of the time, and offensively they were inept. But they were also a different team at that time, and they were still searching to find themselves and were in the midst of dealing with tragedy, one right after another. And with everything that they had going on, am I going to give them a pass? No, I'm not going to give them a pass. But what I will say is it was awfully reminiscent to me, and in no way, shape, or form am I comparing the Bengals to the Patriots '07. But it was like watching the last game of the season where the New York Giants barely missed beating the Patriots and then came back to beat them in the Super Bowl. When I watched the Bengals and the Raiders, that was a game to me that the Raiders let get away from them. They should have won that football game. In fact, they did a phenomenal job of containing Jamar Chase, who has absolutely lit everybody else's world on fire. You didn't see a whole lot of Jerry Azuma, and the other receivers were catch here or there, but they didn't do anything special. This Bengals team, this Bengals offense doesn't I'm not gonna and understand when I say this. This Bengals team does not pose much of a challenge. The offense does not pose much of a challenge to this defense. I say that because the run defense has increased significantly. And if you look at this, and if you go back and you look, there's only been one team this season who's been able to get vertical on the Raiders, and that was the Chiefs. A lot of what Jamar Chase does is get vertical on teams, and I don't know for the life of me how they have the coverage breakdowns that they have, because I see this guy running streaks by himself. We're not talking anything special. We're talking straight down the sideline by alone. So but they can contain Joe Mixon. They'll play the shell coverage that they run will contain Jamar Chase and the Jerry Azuma and T. Higgins and the other receivers are not good enough to beat the Raiders. What they do need to do on offense is Brandon Parker needs to continue his run of success. Colt Miller needs to continue being the Pro Bowl snub mainstay of the line and holding up. And you need to continue seeing the growth and progress of Alex Leatherwood and Jonathan Simpson. In the run game, these guys are killing it. They are killing it in the passing game. Sometimes they need to shore up on pass pro a little bit more. And the backs are also going to have to chip Trey Hendrickson, one of my favorite defensive ends coming out of the draft, with Myles Garrett, one that I actually had neck and neck with Myles Garrett. I was correct about that, and a lot of people weren't, but the Bengals can absolutely be beaten, and they should be beaten. And they haven't been to the playoffs in a long time. They haven't won a playoff game and it's been a longer time than the Raiders have. So there may be a bit of happy to be theirs that they have. And if they are just a little bit happy to be there, this is an extremely winnable game for the Raiders, and one that I believe that they will win. Moving on, topic 3. Nicholas Morrow is returning from the IR. Nicholas Morrow adds a bunch of very interesting dynamic to this Raiders linebacking core. At one point last season, he was the best linebacker on the team. He can blitz, he can cover, he can he's a sure tackler, and he can offer a lot. He's also the reason why Will Compton was cut and let go. Your boy, 9 years in the game, best shape of his life. Thought it got to a playoff run and then got cut out. Listen, fam, I'm sorry, but Nicholas Morrow is just better than you. And he's wasted nearly the entire year, but being able to come back for the playoff run is, once again, you're looking at the Raiders getting another shot in the arm. When you look for playoff runs, you look for teams peaking at the right time. And heading into the playoffs, the Raiders are playing defense, they're running the football, and they're getting more pieces back. They got Darren Waller back. Darren Waller had an opportunity to seal the deal for them. But just the impact that he has, they're doubling him now. And so from there, just more people, including Morrow, are only going to help this defense out more. I'm running short on time, so cut these down a little bit. Number 4, head coaching, non-vacancy. Should we not keep Rich Bisaccia? Should we get Jim Harbaugh, not John Harbaugh, or somebody else? Through everything that this team has been through, said when they first lost Gruden, they turned to Rich Bisaccia. They won 3 games, and then it went bad. Somehow, Rich Bisaccia managed to do what John Gruden was not able to do, and he was able to have the cat come in here and steal the show while I'm trying to do it. Are you finished, dude? Are you finished? How about you chill over there? Thank you. Guide this team to the playoffs no matter what. Star receiver, gone. Another first round draft pick corner out here doing some silly things. God, DUIs, a plenty after after the tragedy that happened. All of it. He kept his team even keeled. Sometimes his responses to questions are laughable. Sometimes it makes you question. It's unconventional to say the least, but it's working. And this team is in the playoffs. The goal at the start of this season that Mayock and Gruden both laid out and attested to was making the playoffs. The Raiders have fulfilled the goal. And while you can make your comments, while you can feel the way that you do about it, is it the right move? Isn't it the right move? You can't take that away from them. They made the play, and they didn't go in the back door. They went on a 4-game winning streak, beat everybody they had to beat in succession, and ended up as the 5 seed. Not the 7, not the 6, as the 5 seed. That is crazy. But it's not crazy because I expected them to be 11-6 at the beginning of the year. Double-digit wins for the first time since 2016, and before that all the way back to 2002. So a team that perennially could not win more than 8 games has now had a 2-game improvement. Gus Bradley's defense. Gus Bradley deserves another year. For everybody who's upset about some of the schemes, some of the things that he does, look at this defense. I have absolute confidence in this defense, in a Raiders defense, for the first time since 2016. And they're not doing it with turnovers. They're doing it with old-fashioned defense, shutting down the offense and getting off the field. Timely sacks. You got a turnover in this game against the Chargers. It's just an overall better brand of defense, and it's only going to get better because this is just the first year of Bradley's defense. Typically, in the second year, they make the climb to a top 15, top 10 defense. Third year, they'll be top 5. He's done it in Seattle. He did it in Jacksonville. He did it with the Chargers. But El finale, we got a minute to knock this one out. You guys are going to love this. Number 5. Is Derek Carr as the focal point of this Raiders run restorance to the playoffs? Is he getting too much credit for it? Is he getting too much blame for it? Is him being the focal point of it the correct focus? I'm going to say no. I'm gonna say he should not be the focal point of this. It's easy to point at him. The quarterback gets all the credit. The quarterback gets all the blame. So for everybody who wanted to assess all the blame to everybody else, he shouldn't get all the credit when it's time to look at the complete team effort that it took to get them to that place. Said he hasn't had outstanding stats going on this 4-game run. In fact, he's been more of a game manager than a superstar. But what has happened is that he's played complementary football, and it's gotten everyone to be in the right position at the right time so that the right plays can be made when they need to be made. The receivers, the no-name receivers, are suddenly getting separation and making it happen. The running game is all of a sudden coming up huge down the stretch when you need it most. Josh Jacobs doubled his run production in 10 minutes of overtime and ran them to victory. There's a lot. The defense has been top 5 over the month of December and into January and showing no signs of slowing down. There is a lot of positivity on this football team that needs to be recognized, and it's not all with Derek. Said Derek deserves for what he's done in the locker room. He's finally rallied the troops in a way to get them together, and he deserves his credit for that. But on the field, you've seen the younger leaders step up, the younger hungry Lions, the guys that the team desperately needed to be. Max, Josh, Hunter stepped up. These guys are doing it on the field instead of talking. And that's the biggest difference in this Raiders team than last year. This has been 15 Minutes of Fame with Phil Robinson. All you guys take care. Please like, subscribe, and click the notification so you never miss a video. God bless. We'll see you next time.